Hey everyone, you're with Tesla Tom. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel where I discuss Tesla, electric vehicles, and renewable energy. If this is your first time to the channel, hello and welcome. Please take a moment to hit that red subscribe button. That way you stay informed of any new content, and it also helps my channel to grow as well. Today we're going to look at software update 2020.32.3, which is the latest software update to drop for our Tesla Model 3 Performance Stealth. And today we're going to run the Autopilot Urban Challenge here on our roads in Sydney. So, whoa, that was close. We're going to do that and much more right after this. Okay, so like I said, we've received software update 2020.32.3. Not too much new in this update. I went through 2020.32.2 already in my previous video, so please check it out if you want the full details of the release notes from that update. 32.3 is essentially the same update with just some minor improvements and bug fixes. So all those things here in the notes are the same, like I said. But what we're going to do today is actually apply the 20-minute Autopilot Urban Challenge to this update. I released episode 1 about 2 weeks ago. Please check it out up here as well. And that way you know what it's all about. But essentially, it's 3 very basic rules. Number 1, 20 minutes of continuous recording. Number 2, count all the times Autopilot breaks, or the times you have to intervene for safety reasons or whatever. And number 3, it must be on an urban road, so that means no freeways, highways, or motorways. So essentially, basic city traffic or suburban traffic in a city area or town area. Alright guys, well let's go for a drive right now. Okay, so for today's Autopilot Urban Challenge, I have decided to choose Broadway / Parramatta Road here in Sydney's inner west. I'm currently on Harris Street, heading southbound, and what I'm going to do is turn right here on Broadway. This is generally quite a busy road, so I think it'll be a good test for us for software update 2020.32.3. So quick reminder of the rules again: 20 minutes of continuous recording. I may speed up some sections, but essentially it will be in real time. Continuous autopilot will count the number of times the autopilot brakes, and it must be on an urban road, which we are on, of course. Let's engage autopilot now. And I'm just on basic autopilot. It's a bit hard to navigate on autopilot in the city. So we've got it on traffic light awareness or reactivity, and every time we see a green light or a red light, we've got to make a decision for the car. That's either by letting the car stop or tapping the accelerator or the right stalk. Just a light tap on the right stalk. That red line is the intersection line there. Autopilot doing a little dance. So today is Saturday morning, so the road shouldn't be too busy. So I think we should get a good run. I'm thinking we might get to maybe the old M4 entrance. That's about 20 minutes, I think. We shall see. A little bit wonky there. And we don't yet have the go on green autopilot traffic light reactivity yet in Australia. So for green lights, if whether you're the first car or the second car or subsequent cars, you've still got to tell the car to go with a green light. Probably a slight hassle at this stage, but for safety reasons, I guess. Possibly also a regulatory issue. Probably a good thing, because autopilot, like I always say with my videos, it's beta, so always hands on the road and keeping vigilant. But I guess having to react to green lights is a good thing for now. Unless you're in an area where there's lots of traffic lights or lots of lane indicators that mimic traffic lights, like the Harbour Bridge, for example, then you've got to keep accelerating or tapping the stalk to clear those lights. But that's okay. Alright, so the speed limit is about to change. So we'll just tap the screen there. And what I want to do is just lane change to the left so I don't get accused of being a right lane hog. We don't want that. Lots of speed cameras here in Sydney. Lots of fixed speed cameras. So we've really got to pay attention. So we started the journey at about 9:05, I think. Possibly a bit later, so we'll keep time about 20 minutes from then. And of course, being the inner city, lots of traffic lights. So far so good. It's doing the autopilot thing pretty well. The first episode we had, I think, 6 brakes on the Pacific Highway northbound, so we'll see what we can get today. Whether we can improve on that effort. Let me just check my camera here at a red light. We are actually only 4 minutes in. So let's say 4 minutes. So really 9:09, we'll say 20 minutes from 9:09. Let's say 9:30 to be safe. And that should be about 20 minutes. I'd be happy with that. And why 20 minutes? Well, it's mostly to do with my DJI Osmo Action. I'm recording on 4K, as you can see, at 60 frames per second. So after about 25 to 30 minutes, the camera actually starts to overheat. And that's when the camera stops recording. Doesn't make for good footage. So 20 minutes I figured is a good time frame for the autopilot challenge. Some of these wide intersections I worry because it thinks that the line beyond the traffic light is another traffic light, even though it's actually the same intersection. So it's a bit funny that way. I'll just check what number follow I'm on. Number 1, let's go number 2. So we're a little bit closer. I think 2 is a good number for Sydney traffic. Okay, we're stopping again for lights. It's green, so I'm happy to clear that with my indicator stalk this time. I'm still sort of 50-50 for indicator stalk and accelerator. Still not sure which one I prefer. I guess in free-flowing traffic I might just use the accelerator. Probably easier. Sometimes I like to use the stalk as well. So I believe we're up to Stanmore. Just looking at the map now. I don't know the inner city that well. Certainly this part of Sydney has changed a lot. I think the whole area is being gentrified because of the new freeway that's running under the city. Oh, there's a few of them, but the M4 East is what I'm referring to. I guess the inner west along Parramatta Road is improving. Probably better for locals. Having Parramatta Road more accessible for pedestrians and less cars, less through traffic, that kind of thing. Nice day here in Sydney. We're expecting quite a warm weekend. All the cars so far are behaving themselves. But I don't want to preempt anything because, as we know with autopilot, anything can and will happen on these drives, so always vigilant. Again, I don't want to speed too much. This is an autopilot challenge, not a speed challenge, not a time trial. Yeah, a bit of a funny one, that one. I'd already cleared it, and then the car wanted to stop again. So yeah, always vigilant on these drives, because you just never know. That was a wide intersection. and the lights turned amber halfway through that intersection. Yet the car continued to go without my intervention, so that was nice. I guess the question is, how comfortable is autopilot driving in inner city or urban traffic? We all know that autopilot works really well in highway traffic or freeway traffic, because you're basically sitting there on the road and the car does all the work. I've certainly experienced that on a road trip. There's less fatigue, in my opinion. I guess, the more you drive with autopilot, the more used to it you get. And this kind of traffic is quite nice. Not too stop-starty, and everyone's doing the right thing on a Saturday morning. No one's being too crazy. So you know what, it's quite good. I've got it on basic autopilot, and we know even in the last year we've had the Tesla Model 3, how many software updates this car actually has had. So, whoa, that was close. Didn't brake, but it was having trouble finding its lane. I'd be laughing more if it wasn't potentially dangerous. So right on cue, as I was saying, I better stop. I'll stop for this one. Okay, so that's one brake. I could have gone, I guess, but I figured I'll do the right thing. There was enough time to brake, and the truck behind me wasn't too close to me, so safe enough. So that's one brake. Would I have stopped sooner? I probably would have broken. I would have braked probably sooner than autopilot. Oops, sorry. Okay. Here we go. I was just saying I probably would have braked earlier, but I wanted to see whether autopilot would brake for me, but it didn't. So hence the late reactivity from my part. So I apologize for that, guys. As I was saying, I think with each drive I do, I'm feeling more confident with autopilot on an urban setting, especially I guess on these more major roads like Parramatta Road here in the inner west. I'd say Parramatta Road is probably one of the busiest roads in Sydney, and I know it's Saturday morning during COVID, so it's not too bad. And I think, even during heavy stop-start traffic, the car does a reasonable job. You've just got to be vigilant with cars darting in and out of your lane. And thankfully, I haven't had to test, really severe emergency braking or accident prevention kind of maneuvers yet. Yep, that did that one okay. The lane was a bit wobbly on the screen, but we got there. Okay, so we're just reaching Haberfield now. Now what do I want to do? I want to keep going on Parramatta Road, not the M4 tunnel, because that would be cheating. So what I want to do is, let's see what happens here. Oh, I am very surprised that it didn't brake, actually. That was interesting, because that was a really dodgy fork in the road. That's the new M4 entrance here in Haberfield. See how dodgy the road was with the lane markings. But we got there. We didn't brake. Oh, a bit close to the right side there. It's always that left curve. I find it just hugs the right side a bit too much. Obviously that hasn't been taken care of just yet, because we had a few close ones with episode 1. Alright, we're just coming up to Ashfield now. Now this part used to be quite busy, because this is where the this is before the M4 East. This section was quite busy because you would have traffic coming off the M4, either going west or eastbound, and making that last bit of section before heading into the city. So Parramatta Road was very busy. I know it's Saturday morning, not peak hour, but nevertheless, I think traffic probably has improved in the last 6 months or so. A quick shout out to our Victorian friends, of course, particularly those in Melbourne in lockdown at this stage. Thinking of you guys. And this drive is dedicated to you all. Hope you're all keeping safe. And we'll see you back on the roads very soon, particularly Tesla owners. I'm sure you guys are itching to take your cars out for a drive. And who can blame you? Such a nice car. So we are coming up to the 20-minute mark very soon, so we'll have to say goodbye very soon. I'll bring you up to 9:30 just to be safe, But I would say it has been a very successful test. There have been a few dodgy sections, but the car has coped, despite it looking a bit wonky on the screen there. But I would say overall autopilot was pretty good. And look, I wouldn't say it's been on rails today, but in some section it's been quite nice. Again, that left turn hasn't been super smooth. I find it's always that left turn or the left curve in the road. It just hugs the right lane a bit too much. It'd be nice if there was some sort of predictive movements. I'm sure there probably is. Maybe it's just a little bug in the system. But you know what? The more we drive in Sydney, and I guess wherever you are driving, it'll improve the local aspects of neural net. And overall, it'll just improve the experience for everyone from an autonomous driving point of view. I'm just amazed by how well it keeps to the speed limit for traffic-aware cruise control. I mean, obviously, I've driven cruise control cars before, prior to the Tesla, but I've not seen any car keep as tight as this car has with following cruise control, or like following the speed limit. One thing that I have noticed though is that when a car exits your lane like that Porsche did just then, the car has to wait till it's absolutely out of the lane first before it goes back to the speed limit, because obviously cars, well, not obviously, but sometimes cars slow down as they exit lanes. That's something I have noticed. So it's got to be like absolutely out of the lane, like to the millimeter. The wheels of that car has to be out of the white markings of your lane. I guess probably safer that way than allowing some discretion from a safety point of view. So we're coming up to Burwood. I didn't think I would last this long with only one intervention on Parramatta Road. So yeah, it's been very good. So my camera says 18 minutes, so I would think another 2 or 3 minutes. I think we'd be pretty good. Okay, so I'm allowing that to pass through the yellow. I was going pretty quick. I'm going to switch lanes into the left, because if I don't, I'll end up on the M4 again. So see that I merged into this lane. It was going at 60, which is the speed limit, but when I was halfway through it, the car sensed the van in front of me and it slowed down accordingly. That was a really nice maneuver. I really enjoyed that. I'm sure in the past it hasn't done that. It had it's sort of merged and then braked really hard. But on that situation, on that occasion, it sort of gently slowed down into the road, into the lane, before the van, really nicely. Yeah, that was really nice. I enjoyed that. It's all good. I'm not really in the intersection here because no one can turn right on this bit. Anyway, it's clear now, so that's good. Alrighty guys, so we're coming up to 20 minutes. I think I'm pretty close to 20. I would call that a moderate to good success. One intervention in 20 minutes of driving on one of Sydney's busiest roads, albeit on a Saturday morning in COVID, but still, Parramatta Road, it's a good result, one intervention. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching. If you've lasted this long in my video, really appreciate that. That's software update 2020.32.3 with the application of Tesla Tom's Autopilot Urban Challenge. So, You know, if you'd like to test it for yourself with the Urban Challenge, please go ahead. You know the rules. I'll leave it up here for you guys. 20 minutes continuous driving, count the autopilot brakes on an urban or city road. And guys, where would you like me to test the next Urban Autopilot Challenge? You know, if you know Sydney well, Nominated Road, I'll go for it. I won't go too far out of Sydney, just with COVID restrictions. Don't want to unnecessarily drive for no reason, of course. And of course, hopefully you've got your software update by now. And let me know if you found anything new in this new update compared to previous ones. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like please. I'd really appreciate that. And of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already yet. Otherwise, enjoy your day. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. And until next time, happy charging.